But I need to tell you, I need to share this with you so that you need to do the deep work. Now we're going to go to that next level of deep work. When we say become the right person, the question I want you to ask is, how do you become the right person? That is very important. There are so many ways to become the right person, but I want us to talk about 3 things today. After the marriage, I told my dad, again, I went back to dad, I didn't do the deep work. I made a decision. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed with 2 beautiful children and I'm in a good place. Now, and I'm not ready for a relationship now at all, but whenever I'm ready, what do I need to do? My dad says, Ola, write down everything you want in a potential spouse. And I have all these journals, if you can see it. I wanted to share with you today. Let's say the first thing, I write XYZ. The next paragraph I have is, Lola, are you like this? I write another thing, Lola, are you like this? I score myself, Lola, are you like this? So what I'm saying to you, in order for you to find the person that is right for you, you need to become the right person. How do you become the right person? I'll share 3 ways for you to become the right person. Number 1 is recognize your values. What is a value? A value is something you consider to be of central importance. And the next activity we'll do is, I want you to think about some of the things you consider to be of central importance to you as a person. For example, here, I have my core values here. Number 1 is faith, my Islam. Everything I do, it has to be in Islam. There has to be Islam. I have to be doing things that I know that is benefiting my deen and my hereafter. Number 2 is impact. Any work I do, like I'm doing today, it has to be impacting some people I care about. So I want you to think about, what are some of the things you consider to be of importance? I'm not asking you now what you want in a potential spouse. I'm asking you, what do you consider to be of central importance? Please, let's use the chat box. These are your values. These are the ways you know yourself. The reason why it is important to do this is because when you know your values, when you know the things you consider to be of vital importance to you as a person, you make your decisions that aligns with those values. So if you want to find the right one for you, because you already know that for you, for example, impact is important, freedom is important. For some people, money is important. No shame about that. Financial freedom. You identify all those things that are important. Say you have a list of 9 or 10 things that are important. Then the next thing is, when you meet that person, there needs to be a similarity of values. If, for example, you consider career aspiration important, you consider it to be of vital importance for you to reach the peak of your career. This person is just happy, having this 100K job, and they're okay. They're the kind of people that believe, whatever will be, Allah will do it. There is a clash of value. It means that when you're trying to go to the next level, this is the kind of person that will not support that. So that's why it's so important for you to know your values. So we'll spend another 2 minutes to think about, what are some of the things that you, not the quality you want in somebody, that you consider to be of central importance. If you please want to share, that would be really, really lovely, so we can make this interactive. So values is what we're talking about. What are some of the things you consider to be of central importance to you? This is your value. And I've given an example of, for me, is deen, pursuit of impact, curiosity, creativity. Those are some of my values. So please share in the chat box and I'll read some of those answers. Any Mufida, any number of values, just tell me whatever, 2, 3, just let me know some of your values. There'll be a lot, but just think about some of those values and please share. Contentment, moderation in seeking sustenance. Nabila says discipline, creativity, determination, consistency. Olugbenga says my deen. Fantastic. These are, once you are recognizing this and writing this down, then you know that when you meet that right one, if somebody says creativity, and for you, creativity is important, it's not important to that person, there can be some bit of, it will not be 100% the same, but there needs to be a lot of similarity. Professional discipline, consistency, Baraka says determination. Amina says to be the best in anything I do. I love that because that transcends everything. Reliance on Allah, tranquility, financial buoyancy, career aspiration. Khadija, that is so important. So make sure that at the time you're with you find the right one, or if you're already in a marriage, these are conversations you need to have to say, are we living our life? Is our actions, our decision aligning with our values? Fantastic. So the other thing in knowing yourself, we're talking about how to know yourself to be the right one now. We've talked about value. Another example, one way to do that is your beliefs. What do you actually believe? What do you believe? That is such an important question. What do you I'm not talking about believing in Allah. That is, we are Muslim, that's why we're here. But what do you actually believe? What do you believe is possible for you in your life? What do you believe is possible? What is your relationship with destiny as a Muslim? We have some people in the deen. I struggled with destiny a lot earlier in my journey because I felt, even though I'm very ambitious, but I always felt if Allah doesn't will it, it won't happen. There's no need to. I had that mindset issue. And then I spoke with one of our sheikhs in London, who is a very respected brother. And I said, I have all these dreams and aspirations to achieve so much. But a lot of time when I'm doing these things, I hold myself back because I'm thinking, oh, you're long will call. Maybe it wasn't written. When I put in a little effort and something is not happening, I'm quick to resort to, but your long will call, it wasn't meant to be. For non-Yoruba speakers, it means maybe it wasn't meant to be. So I had that conflict in my head. This was back in 2014. And then I reached out to I was Googling stuff, trying to idea understand. Eventually, I reached out to this sheikh who he came for a lecture at one of the events, and I asked the question. And he said something that was profound. He said to me, Lola, why are you, the first thing he said is, are you Allah's secretary? And I'm like, what does that even mean? He said, are you Allah's secretary? Were you there when one thing was written or not? How do you know what was written? How do you know what's your qadr? How do you know? I said, I don't know. He said, why don't you believe that the best has been written for you? Why don't you believe that whatever dreams and aspiration you want has been written for you to come true? Do your bit. It says to me, tie your camel and put your trust in Allah. Forget about what has been written or not. That's a lazy mindset. Do your best. So the question I'm asking you today is, what do you believe? And I'll share with you. After that conversation, see, I have this frame. Every house I live, everywhere I go, I have this. Tie your camel and then put your trust in Allah. Because as Muslims, we have to know that destiny, I redefined destiny for myself. And I said, destiny is what happens when I've exhausted all human effort. Before you are like me and that you resort to, oh, maybe Allah will call, when you've not really put in the effort, always remember the hadith of the Prophet, tie your camel and put your trust in Allah. Always remember the things I was told, that you're not God's secretary. Why am I talking about beliefs? Because it's a mindset issue, and that is how you get to know yourself. If you want to be with the right person, if that person doesn't have the same belief system as you, there will be a clash. So what do you believe? What do you believe is possible for you? That dream, even as we're speaking now, some people still don't believe that they can have the relationship of their dreams. Do you believe, is a question. Let me know. How do you believe you can have that relationship of your dreams? Yes, no, put it in the chat box. Let us see. How many people believe here that you can have that marriage and relationship of your dreams? Miriam says yes. Nabila says yes. How many of you actually believe that marriage, that brother that you've imagined, that relationship, that marriage that will be an act of worship, that will be 50% of your deen, half of your deen? Do you believe it's possible? Alhamdulillah. Adediro says, no, my brother, it is possible for you. That is a mindset thing. And I wish this is something that we need to unpack, but we don't have the time for it. But I'll just say, this is another belief. So these are my own beliefs. This is another belief I have. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. I'll say that again. This is from Quran, Surah Al-Arad, Quran 13, Ayah 11. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is within them. My sister, my brother, what are you going to change? What is that thing within you that you're going to change in order for you to find the right person, in order for you to become the right person, so that you're cherished, you're desired, you're a woman of substance? I have a brother who is my friend. We grew up together. I reached out to him. He's one of the most eligible Muslim brothers. He recently got divorced. We grew up together in Ilorin. He told me, I asked him, I said, I'm giving this talk today. And I know that a lot of young ladies, when I mentor, they believe that all the good guys are taken, there's no good man, there's this, there's that. That is my experience. I hope everybody here doesn't have that belief. So I reached out and I said, what message do you want me to share with my audience this morning? Because you're a very eligible, and he's an eligible Muslim brother, and he's struggling to find the right sister. And he told me it is difficult even for brothers to find right sisters. And I'm like, I thought it was the situation. You know why he said so? He said, because I have a lot of all these sisters they keep introducing to me. They're not, some of them are very wonderful when it comes to the deen. But when it comes to other things, the things they're passionate about, their aspiration, their dreams, that is so difficult to find the sister that embodies all these things that he wants. And I said, how come these are the things you want? You know what he said? He said, because I have worked hard on myself. I have worked so hard on myself. I've learned the Quran, I've done this, but beyond that, I've done my career, I have something I'm passionate about, I'm doing all these things. I want somebody that will add to what I've already done, not somebody that I have to keep dragging along. So sisters and brothers, become the person you want to attract. If you don't take anything away from this, remember when I told you, when I went back after my separation and I said, Dad, I will search again. It's not yet now. I'm not ready. What do I need to do? I have how many pages here? About 4 or 5 pages. Remember, if you don't take anything away, please say, for example, and I'll read this to you. Let me just read one of the number one things on my list. I said, I want a man that knows what he wants out of life. A man that is driven, purposeful, and working hard to achieve his dreams and goals. That's the first thing I have here. And the question, when I was speaking with my dad said, go back to your list. And the next thing I have on this line is, Lola, are you like this? If you want to be with a man that is driven, that knows the deen, are you like that? If you're not like that, it's unlikely that you find that person. You can find that person, but will that person want you to? So we're back to the same thing. To find the right one, you need to be the right one. This will take, we have 10 minutes more before I take question and answer. We've talked about how to know yourself, your values, your beliefs. The third thing is your dreams and aspirations. We need to get back into dreaming and imagining things and believing is possible. When I say dreams and aspirations, I'm not talking about worldly things. I'm talking about things like, what kind of relationship do I want to have with my Lord? Alhamdulillah, I'm starting a Quran reminder class in 2 weeks' time. Those are the kind of things you want to. So, for example, I would ask myself, and I encourage you, ask yourself, what kind of relationship do you want to have with your Creator? Our deen is perfect. It's not just, okay, I've prayed, I wear the hijab. You must continuously learn and grow and develop your connection with Allah. What kind of relationship do you want to have with your Lord? Those are the kind of dreams I'm talking about. What kind of career goals do you have? What kind of aspirations do you have for yourself in life? Those are the things you need to constantly ask yourself. Why? Those are the ways you will get to know who you are at your core. Because when you then know who you are at your core, remember the example of the market that we spoke about? When you're ready to be in a relationship, then you're clear. You know that because you are XYZ, you know the kind of person that fits what you want. You know the kind of person that fits what you want. So you don't go into that market of I'm ready to marry and then just get someone and then you're not fulfilled in that relationship. And look, one of the things that will affect our life and even our relationship with Allah, if you're not happy in your marriage, it affects everything else. Ask women that are not happily married. It affects your relation with Allah. It affects your career. It affects your ability to make money. It affects everything. So my sister, my brother, in order to find the right one, work on yourself. Embrace personal development. Learn about your values, your beliefs. Define your dreams and aspirations in life. Define the relationship you want to have with Allah.